Hello there, this is Rene Moderi. I'm a Microsoft MVP for, since 2012, so quite a long time. I've been working with SharePoint since 2007, both the year and version. I've been working with Office 365 since around 2011-ish. And over the years, obviously, I accumulated a lot of experience with a lot of technology, also moving beyond SharePoint, moving into Teams, OneDrive, working with the Power Platform a bit, working with basically the whole Microsoft 365 ecosystem, etc. And as part of that, I took a couple of exams, and basically I did a lot of things basically to increase the knowledge that I had. So there was always something new coming from Microsoft, and we can see that happening right now all the time as well. There are constant new features coming out, etc. But the important thing is to stay updated on what's actually there, to understand how things are working, so that when you're working with it, when you're building something, when you're consulting your colleagues, when you're consulting externals or whatever you're doing, you know what you're talking about. And the idea is then you need to be prepared for those kind of things. So you're not just basically expecting, I took a course in 2013, so I still know things. No, obviously, you still need to refresh what's out there, your memory about what's out there. You need to learn a few new things regularly. And one of those places where you can easily go through a structured learning pathway is Microsoft Learn. This is where you can find a lot of content that provides you with basic information about different technologies, but also starting a bit of a deep dive for some of them. And Microsoft has made available this for free, so you can easily access it in the browser. You can track your progress along the modules, you can see what you've learned, etc. And basically what I want to do now is Microsoft has asked us MVPs if we want to actually do a learning challenge. So basically us MVPs, we know certain technologies and areas quite well. As for myself, as mentioned, the Microsoft 365 ecosystem generally, with a focus on SharePoint, Teams and other such things. There are also things that we don't know very well. So when I look at myself here, I know some things about the Power Platform, but once it moves over to Dynamics 365, for example, that's where I've got a fairly basic high-level knowledge of things. I recently took the Dynamics 365 Fundamentals exam, and it was, a bit difficult, I have to say. So not because the content is very tricky, but simply because it was a new thing for me. And that's what Microsoft actually wants us to do. Step beyond what we actually know, get out of our comfort zone and learn something new. And not just learn something, but also share what we are learning, share how we are learning things. This is what I want to do now, actually. This challenge is basically lasting until the end of May. So we've got another 26 days now. And Microsoft has provided us with a learning pathway here. There are a couple of modules that we should go through and learn and share our experience as part of that learning experience. And this is actually what I'm going to embark on now within May. So I'm going to regularly post a couple of videos where I'm going to share basically what I've been doing, how my learning progress is going along. Have I learned anything new? Have I struggled with anything? Did I find something difficult to understand? How did I tackle this challenge? All those kind of things. And when it comes to the content as mentioned, so this challenge here, I mentioned I'm going to take care of Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform. There's a lot of Dynamics 365 content in there. So you can see there's service, customer service, there's field service, we've got marketing, sales, finance, field operations, etc., etc. There's a lot of things that I've not really worked with before. So it's going to be a bit of a real challenge for me to basically go through it. While I have some basic understanding, there's a lot that I haven't actually touched in much detail so far. There's also going to be some basic things which I'm looking forward to, because that's just basically refreshing my memory. So the introduction to Power Platform, to Power Apps, to portals, Power Automate, Power BI. Things I've worked with regularly over the past few years, which I should know relatively well, but good to have a look at it again. And lastly, it's not just about the technology, but also looking at how can you make sure that what you're creating, what you're working with actually is also accessible to others. So as part of the diversity and inclusion efforts from Microsoft, they also made available here a couple of accessibility modules, which I will also have a look at. So this is basically what I'm going to go through in the month of May, and I'm going to share a couple of videos then in the upcoming weeks. So goal is probably 2 to 3 videos a week, depending on how quickly I go through and how much time I find. And in those videos, which are just going to be 3 to 5 minutes or so, I'm going to share my experience as part of this learning pathway. Additionally, this content here, as mentioned, is available for free. You can also follow it along. You can also have a look at it. If you see something interesting, feel free to join in. I'm regularly also sharing the links to that. Hope to see you there, and I hope to see you also in my upcoming learning experience videos. Thank you.